talk to the holders because I think it's important for us to be on one accord, which I think we are doing very well. But I just want us to understand that like this is about us at this point. Like we have something that no other NFT project could ever boast, and that is a social media platform where we can contact each other and be able to reach people all over the world.
Forget your feelings, flip the gang up in the building. Plus we started from the bottom like the buildings. Flick play up on the display this way. Flick play, go get your flick. Yeah. The master architect of Taliesin and West. See how so seamless. Purina put these flickies on the map. Open the app, Ali and Gary V. Did you see that? So many flickies, Disney incubating that. Yeah. I wanted this one so bad that I took a cab here. They see the video and think I ain't see that. Yeah. Flicky, we worldwide, we getting busy. Hold on. Shout out, Jobs and Nick. Forget your feelings, flick your gang up in the building. Plus we started from the bottom like the buildings. Flick play up on the display this way. Flick play, go get your flick. Yeah. Forget your feelings, flick your gang up in the building. Plus we started from the bottom like the buildings. Flick play up on the display this way. Flick play, go get your flick. Yeah. We bridging Web 2 and Web 3 quickly. The web we did weave is Web 3 quickly. Currency's more than crypto in this stream. A big pillow for big heads with big dreams. Like Cinderella slippers on the way from the big ball. Get lost, can battle, you'll get verbally hip tossed. And I'm charging with reels that are harder than Miss Claus. Nibbles cause I'm the missile, you're the target with it balls. Forget your feelings, flip your gang up in the building. Plus we started from the bottom like the buildings. Flip play up on the display this way. Flip play, go get your flick. Yeah. Forget your feelings, flip your gang up in the building. Plus we started from the bottom like the buildings. Flick play up on the display this way. Flick play, go get your flick.
This is how we get mass adoption for our industry. It actually takes place. And that's what it's about, guys. It's about technology. It's about getting the power back into the hands of the creators and the users. And that's us. So take advantage of this, guys, okay? Thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank the team. Y'all doing a great job. Appreciate you guys.
Wow, Russell, no words. Couldn't have been said in any better way, right? I think that what we have seen happen with the Flicky Gun, how like it's just a much more human way, right? Like we use Discord to chat with each other, but we have deepened our connection with each other by the power of the storytelling, right? The power of us becoming creators.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Sandbox Wednesday stream. I'm Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul by Lucas Isarite. How are you doing, Lucas?
I'm amazing. How are you, birthday boy?
I'm doing great. If
you guys didn't pick up on that, Alex
33
recently had a birthday.
years ancient.
What?
Yeah,
No,
instead of 33
25
years
years
old. Young.
Don't lie to me.
33 years old. 33 years ancient. It's all
25
my wizarding
max.
ways. 35
Alex
max.
Is either 25.
What?
No,
You
Alex
saying
is
I got
either
2
25
years
max.
left? What?
No, I'm saying you're either 25 years old or you're like 5,000 years old. There's no in between here. Because as I've stated many times, I'm convinced you're a wizard.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Playing
I'm closer
into
to the
that.
5,000, so that's, yeah. Aw, Panda in there. Making us feel good here. Two lovely Sandbox streamers on her screen. Thank you, Panda. When season 3? Before I turn 34.
Ooh,
That
that's
is
a definite
for sure.
date right there.
That is,
Or
yeah,
a definite not date.
100% before I turn 34.
I dig it. Thank
At 35, you just stop
Beans.
counting. I've already stopped counting. Somebody was like, "Oh, it's your birthday," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm turning 33." I couldn't remember for a second. I was like, "Wait, something like that."
Yeah.
I'm still
My
not
wife had to
100%
remind me the
sure.
other day.
I think that's it. I was kind of excited for 32 because it's all about that 32-bit gaming. I mean, 16-bit was kind of more
Okay. Okay.
era. But yeah.
Okay.
At 30,
I'm
you just
looking
stop
forward
counting and
to
add years of
42.
experience. There we go. All right.
Okay.
I've got +3 to intelligence? Probably not.
Are you
We'll
level
see.
3? Is that what that is? Or is that
Oh,
level
well,
33?
Well, you add years of experience. I don't know. I didn't make the rules.
Well, Panda
Looking forward
did,
to
so I'm
that
asking her.
64-bit. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while.
I'm convinced they will not make it that fun. So.
It's not gonna be that fun to be 64.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to make it that long. Sorry, I may have mispronounced there. Yeah, I don't
To
think I'm going to make it to
64?
64. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of
It
morbid.
just seems like it's not. No, it's not. I mean, just I don't think so. I've never thought of it as morbid.
Okay. All right.
It's
You
not
do
something
you.
that's depressing. Yeah, it seems really, really old. So
See, I come from a line of people who like made it into their 90s. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, my family's like 65 max.
oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
my great grandmother lived to 89.
Nice.
Sorry, 98. 98, not 89. 98.
That's even more impressive when you
Yeah.
flip those numbers.
Yeah.
That's like almost 100. That's a
Yeah.
century.
She was born 90 years before me. Wait, no, I got that wrong. She was
So see,
she was born in
had your
1909. I was
mom when
born
she
in
was
1989. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That's really
math,
cool.
It's who does math? Alex is
Nobody.
8. Yeah.
Alex is 8. We cracked
Yeah.
the case. He is a wizard. I knew it.
All right. So today, what do we got? We should do news. I'm like neglecting my responsibilities here, and I was like, let's
Okay.
just play games, and I feel like we should do news.
Okay. What you got for us?
Let's see. What's going on with the sandbox here? We're just gonna take a little scroll through Twitter and see what's up. I'm gonna see what's up in the sandbox here. You can always do this yourself. You should be following the sandbox on Twitter because all the news and announcements go there all the time. And we just kind of talk about them here and maybe answer some questions if you have them. So what have we announced? There is a family-friendly Playboy-inspired asset competition. So make your rabbit-themed stuff for a VoxEdit contest. You can check that out.
I like how it says a family-friendly Playboy universe-inspired asset.
It does
there.
say that. It does say that. So, yeah.
Very clear.
Just
very
emphasizing. Just emphasizing. Let's see here. What else is in the news? They're sharing some cool stuff from Voxel Blaze here. It's actually been a little bit of a slow news week, I think, so far. Let's see. Sappy Seals, NFTs, and what's that?
I think that's because things are building towards some sort of an event.
Yeah,
or...
there's like
I don't
just
know.
this
I don't know
little. We're kind of planning this little thing soonish. That we can't really talk about what time, but it's probably, people are a little bit busy with that, just a little bit.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, no big deal, as Steam Cultivator there on Twitch says. Any updates on land staking for gems and catalysts? I have not heard back on that yet, but I am still looking into that. So that was basically the last plan that I had heard, that if you want gems and catalysts, you would need to stake sand onto land. But the details and what all that means, I haven't gotten any new information on that, but I'll try to have some news on that for Saturday. Happy birthday from Leonardo. Thank you. When are you going to unveil the purple masterpiece? I think I will start sending them out on Sunday, but we will reveal the final look on Saturday. I can confirm, Zollner Blake, that all experiences from Alpha Season 2 are going to be in Alpha Season 3, including Meta Dungeon, but there have been lots of changes. So all the feedback that people gave on Season 2 has been taken into consideration, and there are changes to the experiences from Season 2 as they get updated for Season 3. Thank you for the birthday wishes, everybody. How many experiences can we play on day 1 of the Alpha Season 3? That one, I'm not sure. And even if I was sure, I'm not sure if I can give that answer specifically.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
When it comes to the land staking, do you know if an experience needs to be published with the land?
That is another good question, which when I will try to answer that when I have more information.
Got it, dude.
Yeah, the exact mechanics of the staking that's the stuff that I'm not sure about. So like whether you need a land published on it, if it's going to be, if your staking is going to be rewarded based on how many people are visiting that land, things like that. I'm not sure on those mechanics, which I'm trying to get more information on. But we'll see what info I have Saturday, and it may just be a no news until later. That is a possible answer. Yeah. Anyway, so this is Sappy Seals NFT and Pudgy Penguins have an Arctic Alliance in the marketplace. So you can sign up to be a verified builder with a beta tester badge. If you are a verified builder with a beta tester badge, you can bid on this stuff at the Sandstorm site, which is nft.sandstorm.co. Let's see. We've got another Creator Fund collection launching, this time with Waterworld assets. So we've got all sorts of submarines, boats, mermaids, fish, diving people, seashells, monsters, all sorts of fun stuff here. This ties into some leaked video from Arthur, our dear CEO, accidentally shared what swimming's gonna look like in the Game Maker coming soon. I believe that's planned for 0.7.5. It's not in 0.7.0, but it is going to be coming at a later time. Not Waterworld like the movie, although you could make something like that, but just a world of water. I should have said it that way to not infringe on any trademarks here.
No Kevin Costner lookalikes will be found in said game.
I wish, though. I don't mind Waterworld as a movie. Like it famously bombed, but I think it was not a bad movie. I mean, it hit like all the same like Mad Max kind of things that I liked about Mad Max, just on an ocean instead of on a desert. And there was nothing wrong with that. I think there was probably a combination of factors when it came out that made that movie bomb, but I thought it was actually an okay movie.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that I'll rewatch every few years, and I always enjoy it. So
really,
yeah. I will say this again, and I'll probably say this many more times in the history of us doing these. I have been known to like terrible movies. So when I say I like a movie, I don't expect other people to.
Sure, of course.
I liked all 3 RoboCops.
Steam Cultivator asks, but where did they get the gasoline in the cigarettes, Alex? Well, as we know, gas kind of floats on top of water, right? They just got to skim it off.
It's the barge.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That was the whole plot of the movie, wasn't it? There was a barge full of gasoline.
Yep, and cigarettes. It had both of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So obviously a scarce resource that they were trying to get. So I think that answers that question, right? That was the whole premise of the movie. So where do you get cigarettes and gasoline? Not in the same place, hopefully, because that can lead to some problems, as we learned from Zoolander.
We did learn that. That was a documentary. It was very poignant.
Gasoline parties are not a good idea. Don't do that.
Nope.
Don't. That's
Don't
not
do it.
financial
They're
advice. It's
fun.
life advice. Do not do gasoline parties. No, don't do it.
Hmm.
Not even joking. Let's see. There was a question here. Where'd it go? Karasco333 from Twitch asks, will owning equipment with power help you to have better time in season leaderboards because you can kill enemies in single player faster? Yes, actually. That is the case.
Really?
Yeah, so
Go on.
you may remember that when I played Dracula's Castle in Season 2, I was able to do it in about an hour. Granted, I was live streaming, so I tend to interact with the chat and get a little bit distracted, but I was pretty focused on getting it done. And we did it, I believe, in under an hour. And I actually got it done in less than 45 minutes now that equipment gives boosts properly. That experience was
Really?
modified so that way it's using a avatar instead of a custom character. So using my Sandbox avatar, I was able to equip powerful equipment and slap the bad guys around quite a lot harder. So that did make that experience easier. So there's lots of different ways to get equipment. There's some claims. There's always equipment for sale on the marketplace. There's lots of equipment for sale on secondaries. So equipment will provide boosts to your character. Specifically, power and defense gems will provide boosts to your attack and your HP. Speed gems will not increase your movement speed. Actually, speed, magic, and luck right now don't have an impact on the players as far as like a meta gaming goes. But I expect that to change in the future. There's going to be, of course, balancing and things that go on as time goes on. And I do expect there to be features where other types of gems on equipment will make differences. Just keep that in mind if you're looking for equipment. You probably want to hunt down the power ones to let you defeat enemies more quickly, or the defense ones to give you more HP if you feel like you're getting whacked around a little bit too much. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. Are the new speed running high scores a thing during Season 3, a weekly or a daily thing? I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say about this, but I'm just going to say it. The leaderboards, as they were during our playtest, were refreshed every 10 minutes, I believe. I think it was either 10 or 15 minutes. So as the staff was playing through the alpha season, we were getting constant updates about how many...
Who was where?
Yeah, who had gotten the most number of points from quests. So we have ethos points, which are like your... a quest may have 1 ethos point, or 2 ethos points, or even 3 ethos points, which are kind of like your account experience. And then, so first it does a leaderboard by who has the most points. And I imagine by the end of the season, the whole leaderboard is going to be filled with everybody who had done every quest. Like all the ethos points are going to be, they'll all have the same ethos points because that's kind of a given. I'm sure that there's going to be hundreds of people who do every single quest there is to do. So make sure you do all the quests, but then it's about how fast you complete those quests. So there's going to be some, considerations to make of how quickly you tackle certain objectives, and that's gonna affect your position on the leaderboards. And we keep records for each quest. So, say like your time for completing the race maze quest. Race maze has a quest that's the entire length of you have to get to the finish line. So your time in race maze, you could have the world high score on that, and probably whoever has the highest score on the entire leaderboard is going to have several of the world records, I imagine. I suppose it's possible. Excuse me. I suppose it's possible because there's so many different quests that whoever's in first place could theoretically not have the world record on any. It's just across the board.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They got their entire total got a low time, and they might not have the fastest time on any single one of those quests. But you'll be able to track, like, if you have the world record, or what the world record is compared to your time, so you know, like, oh, I can improve my speed on that specific quest and knock that down. And then you'll also see the total. So everybody in the top, 100 or whatever, you'll see their times and know that overall you need to knock your time down by however much. Let's see. Bunch of new things came in. Form drop, please. Woo! Who said anything about a form?
Right now. Nobody. I mean, that person that asked the question did. But
yeah. Sparky Snickle says, sometimes I feel like the queen of unpopular opinions regarding movies.
I feel that. I really do.
Some movies get better with time. The Santa Claus 3 is not one of them.
I'm going to have to agree with that one. Yeah, 1 and 2 were great, but number 3 was just, ugh.
The infamous Undying Hat. What about that? What about that?
Mm-hmm. What about that?
It, yeah, any of the, so, I don't know if any of the hats have power. I guess, the Undying one, I think it has power. I think it has power and speed on it, right? Or, I think, power and magic.
I don't know.
Let's see. That has... Oh. I accidentally went to Etherscan instead of the Sandbox. Yeah, that does have power and magic. So yeah, you would get bonus attack points from having this hat. I will say, though, that even though this is a very hard to get hat, and I kind of have a monopoly on them. Well, it's not a monopoly.
Kind of.
No, it's not a monopoly because I have less than a majority of them, but I have more of them than other people have of them.
That's fair.
So this is not the most powerful hat that I have.
What?
It's not.
Elaborate.
Well, if you look at your inventory, you can it'll actually show you plus and minus your equipment, so you can find what your best equipment is. So.
Really?
So if I look at my hat here, yeah, that gives me 47 extra points of power. But and as I scroll over the other items here, I can see, like, okay, if I equip this this Admiral Cavalier, actually, I don't know if you can see it with my head in the way. Yeah, you can. So I would get rid of the 47 points of power by equipping this, and I would get some defense and some luck out of it. But my most powerful hat item, I believe, is from the Aura collection. These things. So it's not exactly a hat, but it takes the hat slot.
Yeah, that counts.
So let's see here. I think it's the white. I've got like red, which is great. I love the
so cool.
The effect on the eyes here. And then I have a white one, and I think there's a yellow one. Is it yellow?
That is so cool.
Maybe it is this one. Is this 72? It is 72 power. I think this might be my most powerful head item.
Oh, when you say powerful, you mean With power?
Specifically the
Actual-
power gem. It provides
Gotcha,
72 points
gotcha.
of power. And I think it's the highest rolled concentration of power in my inventory for a hat item. Looking at my other hats, I don't think any are even really close, except for other aura items. Like the black lightning one here is where'd it go? Where'd it go? No, that's actually a lot less power. Oh, the red lightning is only 9 power less. And these are epic items, not even legendary. Let's see. Because typically people put like defense on a hat, like if it's a helmet.
Mhm.
Power isn't always associated with the helmet. Yeah, I think that's the highest one that I have. And if you take a look at the marketplace, let's see here. And we go to the Aura collection. Somewhere in here. Oh, it's the Trance collection, sorry. But the team, I believe, is called Aura.
How dare.
Let's see.
There it is, trance. There we go.
So you can still pick this up. It's 52 and a half sand. You
Which
can
one are
get
you
the
talking
white
about?
eyes, which is, like I said,
white
is
eyes.
3 power gems. It's a lot. Let's see. Aura the Sun. This one.
When did all these weapons drop in this collection? I don't remember these.
A little while back. Oh, actually, no. That's new. We didn't talk about that at all. Maybe that'll be on our news. So some of these weapons are really cool, and a lot of them are connected to existing, like they match, other items
Okay.
that you might have. So they're all in the same color scheme. They've got some shields, some other stuff. Shields, battle axes, swords, wands, all sorts of
These
fun
are-
stuff. So,
That rage sword's really cool.
which one's that?
The rage sword, it's the red one with it almost looks like it's pieces that are floating around each other. Top left. In the
Yeah,
epic
I got
section.
it. It's got lightning going through it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Oh, look at these shields.
Why can't we buy items off the marketplace using M-Sand? Because because the assets are not on M-Sand yet. They need to be on the same chain. So that will be coming soon. It's like I mentioned on the last stream. It's we're waiting for audits to complete. We want to make sure that we don't have anything like what's going on with Solana right now happening. So we're trying to keep
That's some
people
scary
safe.
stuff.
Yeah, we're very, we're very careful to make sure that everything gets audited and that we try to make everything as secure as possible. That's why land migrated to a different, even before land migrated to Polygon, there was an update to that contract, which was not the update for that. That nobody lost anything on land for that specifically. And I don't think that was what the issue was. I don't think it was that anybody could take your land. I think it had to do something with like thumbnails, like somebody being able to change your thumbnail. So that was found and that was fixed. But this is why we have the bug bounty thing, so that way people can report any issues they might find, and we can get them shorn up as quickly as possible.
We have people in the chat that are asking like what's going on with Solana, and I don't want to take up too much time with it, but take a look on Twitter. Just do some very quick surface digging, and
If you just
I know
do
Large
hashtag
Davis.
Solana, it'll be
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah, and it's pretty scary. I think it's like tens of millions of dollars were drained from accounts around the world, and
And they
when I
couldn't
was
stop
looking
it.
into it, they
It
couldn't stop
wasn't.
it, and they didn't know why it was happening.
Yeah.
It was from wallets that hadn't even been active for like 6 months. So they think this was like a long con type situation where something was put into place a while ago, and then like I
Wasn't
had
it
zero
draining
information
from a
aside.
bridge, or was that something
It
else?
could have been that too. Like when I first I heard about it within like 30 minutes of it starting, and so there was no real news on it yet. I haven't looked back
Yeah.
into it since. I just went because all my Solana stuff is on a cold wallet, so
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. Just kind of like went about my night.
Like,
But
oh
yeah,
no,
it's
that's
it's
really awful,
scary.
but you were safe.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is why we say never, ever, ever, ever share your wallet keys with anybody. Your, not your password to MetaMask and not your security phrase. You never, ever share that stuff.
Also, sharing your screen is tough. When you do that, you got to make sure you're not exposing any critical information. I had a friend
Right.
who was having troubles. They shared their screen with somebody that they thought was a tech person, and it scanned past a certain page where I think it was their MetaMask QR code was there.
Yeah,
And
that was
I
an
believe
issue.
that, yeah, everything got drained. And
I think
so,
MetaMask had an update, so that way you had to like click through something before your QR code would show up.
okay.
Like it wasn't. It used to be that you could just click, like your something on your account, and it would. I don't remember what it was. It was something like on a menu, and your QR code would just appear there, and then anybody could take their phone and scan the QR code with MetaMask, and it'd be like, oh, yeah, I control your wallet now. So that was a,
Here you
like
go.
oh
Here's
no,
everything.
you don't want that. So you actually have to like click through more menu options before the QR code will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know the details either. I haven't looked too much into it. I don't have anything on Solana, so it doesn't really affect me, but it is just investing in a hardware wallet is a good thing to do if you value the stuff that you've gotten. And be careful. Always be super duper careful.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Were there any other good questions, or can we jump into some games?
Let's jump into some games.
All right. If I missed any questions, just ask them again. We try to answer everything. And yeah,
been pretty
do not
busy,
connect your hard wallet to
taking-
an unfamiliar website. I actually don't connect my hard wallet to anything. I connect my Ledger to the Ledger Live thing, and then Ledger Live doesn't really. I will move stuff to MetaMask back and forth, but I don't use Ledger Live to interact with any minting,
Anything.
any like any bridges, any swaps. I don't just that is just for moving stuff to my MetaMask and back, pretty much. With
Smart.
one exception I can think of that I'm not even going to talk about.
Fair enough.
The whole point of having a Ledger wallet for me is to have it be as difficult as possible for me to use, because any amount of convenience for me is a potential security breach that somebody else can exploit. So that's just the way I look at it.
I have
It's
a
like,
question
oh,
for you.
like a safe with a combination lock. This is so annoying. Let's just put a key on it. And it's like, but what if somebody gets that key? It's like, yeah, do the annoying safe that's impossible to work with, because that's what's going to keep your stuff protected.
The harder it is for you to use, the harder it is for somebody else to steal from you, and it's infinitely harder. So if it's just the more inconvenient it is for you, the more impossible it is for someone else.
Clankers, do we have any news if we are still getting rewards for long-term landholders if lands have been transferred to a hard wallet? So that's a good question. I don't have a detailed answer for that, but I know that is something that staff internally is bringing up as like, hey, as we try to make ourselves more secure, it means it's more difficult for us to interact with our Sandbox account. And so the dashboard team is looking into ways to make sure that people have the most options at their disposal as far as being able to have change your profile information, like what wallet you're connected to, that's kind of like a basic thing that you can do with a lot of sites is you know, have multiple wallets that you can connect to, so that way you as like a sandbox developer, you could access your items from multiple wallets. If you wanted to build a game with something that you have on cold storage, maybe you don't have approvals to like sell those items or trade those items on OpenSea. You don't have it connected to those other resources, but you want to still be able to have the sandbox say, oh yeah, this person can use that asset, they own it. So I don't have like an ETA on that or specifically what all the features will be, but that is something that even the staff is demanding that we need features like this, especially as people work with bigger teams that, you know, have multiple wallets and things like that.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped a link in our stream chat. It's for one of the aura items, and I'm just curious as to what the item is. And I know that sounds a little weird, but it's up in the legendary section. It's the Hilt of Power. I'm assuming it's a sword, but without it saying like, without it being like a physical sword or like looking like a sword, how does one tell what an asset is just by looking at it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And unfortunately, I think the answer is that typically you can't, which is something that we need to change. And I'm actually have a meeting. I have a meeting with our dashboard director tomorrow, and I'm going to add this to the agenda of things that I want to ask about. Because especially if you're going to pay 1,050 sand on something, you want to know what part of your body it's going to attach to.
Getting.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I might be able to use something on my end where I might be able to tell you what it is right now. Let's see if I get the info that I need. It is a blade. It is a blade. So I was able. So we do have data on this. I'm able to use my admin privileges to use the API, and I can see what template it was made with, and it was made with the blades template. So it is a sword. But because we have that data, I think that's data that we should pass on to the users. Like, you should be able to be an informed buyer about this. So I'm pretty sure. I'm actually not sure where exactly you would hold it from.
Actually, you know, in the name it says aura weapon. I overlooked that.
Well, yeah, but that still, it's I would assume it's a weapon based on the word hilt. But yeah,
I did see that, and that's what I assumed.
Yeah, but when we say equipment here, we don't make any distinction as to what part it goes to, but we could. Like the data, the information is there on our API, so we need some way of showing this on the dashboard, which I don't think should be a big issue. So I'm gonna ask for that tomorrow.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Hey, Alex, remember when you made an arcade game a while back? Is it on the marketplace? Are there any videos of it on YouTube? Are you talking about... CoinCrypt? It's on the second page, the penultimate page, the second to last page on the drafts gallery still. Let's see if it even runs.
That's cool.
Because this is old. I don't know if this will even run in the... Yeah. Experience behavior data format is old and incompatible. So you can't even play it anymore. I mean, I made that, what, in 45 minutes? Something like that?
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's still in my... It's still right here. We can edit it. Oh, nope, we can't.
Can't even edit it?
I think... Yeah, it's old. This is December 2020.
Wow.
There might be a way for me to recover this. It might, because we changed experience formats since then. There were major reworks to the experience file type, like the way the information's stored. So hey, we got a raid from
Who's raiding?
Paniolante? Paniolante? Nate? Paniolonate? I'm sorry. It's my brain's having a hard time understanding that. But welcome everybody from the raid.
It's your birthday. You're allowed to have your brain farts every once in a while.
There we go. So I might be able to recover this, but it would probably be very messed up if I did. Did I make that when I was 8? Yes. What are we doing, like a PewDiePie thing? Like everybody's a 9-year-old? Is it 9-year-olds? 11-year-olds? I think it was 9-year-olds.
What's happening with
PewDiePie
9-year-olds?
had a meme for a long time. Everybody was a certain age.
Oh.
Something like that. It was like, welcome 9-year-olds. Hello, fellow 9-year-old. Everybody was like 9
Okay.
plus. Yeah, it was 9-year-olds. Everybody was 9 plus 10 or 9 plus. In my case, I'm 9 plus 24. The 9-year-old army. Yeah.
Wow. That sounds creepy on a number of levels.
Steam Cultivator, yes, kids can make great games too. Steam Cultivator has some kids who are very creative making games in the sandbox, as well as, I believe, Roblox and Minecraft.
Her son made a game for the Porororo Game Jam, and it was amazing. I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, nothing against 9-year-olds. I've been trying to make games since I was 7, something like that. The tools to make games back then were not as nice as they are now.
I was just burning things with a magnifying glass.
Did you make that when you were 8? Was a joke. It was not a burn. That was a joke from earlier when we were joking that I'm not old. I'm 8 years old. He's been making games since he was 6. He's got me beat. I can't go back and fix that.
He wins.
He wins. All right.
Question from Game Dizzy. Will stats of the assets be available, like dimensions, maybe faces, etc.?
So I already have on my agenda for this meeting tomorrow to because probably somebody saw me tweet out an asset earlier, or maybe they just saw it from the screen, of me sharing the asset. They could see the dimensions, when I pulled it up on screen, and that is something that I think can just be enabled for all members, and I'm going to ask that it is, because it's an admin feature that you can see the dimensions. As far as faces go, let me check something real quick here. I don't believe that we store information on faces in our API, so it would be something that would not be retroactive. Actually, we do. Cool. So there is a quad count and a voxel count in our API. So
wow.
I suppose we could store information
Easily
like
add
that. What was that?
I said, so you can easily add that.
Yeah, basically any information that's on our API we could display on the marketplace. It's the data is already there for people to or for the website to display. So this information exists. Obviously, it exists in VoxEdit, but it doesn't really help if the game, if the dashboard would have to open VoxEdit and say like, hey, how many quads does this have? That would be kind of painful. But yeah, the width, height, and depth, and the quad count and voxel count and node count. Node count is 0 on this, which isn't true. So I think node count is inaccurate here. We might need to fix something on that. Now I want to know.
They're saying that I'm frozen, and I'm assuming it's because
I accidentally minimized you. That's why. You're back.
Yeah, you minimized. It's fine.
You're back.
I'm back.
And he's back, everybody. It's because as I was moving windows around, I accidentally minimized Discord. So nodes. Yeah.
What are we humming? Ing?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it'd be nice if you could also know the number of nodes in an asset, but it doesn't look like that information is tracked.
Yeah, you
What?
froze me at an amazing moment.
Oh, I didn't see it. You'll have to send me a screenshot.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Take a
It
screenshot
I
of
look
that
like
for me.
Popeye. I already did. Looking
Okay,
like
good.
Popeye. It's
All right.
it's incredible.
Let's see.
And here we got Joe.
Hey, I just wanted you to know that he's currently still frozen. Again.
Yeah, I know that. I'm actually happy with how it's frozen this way because I think that's an incredible face.
How are you still frozen? You're moving on my screen right now.
I mean,
Oh,
you fixed
I
it
don't know.
just now. Like when you tabbed back in to look at it or whatever, you must have brought it up to maximize.
I didn't though. He was already up on the screen. I think you're just delayed heavily.
Yeah. But it was a really good freeze face.
All right. All right. Well, we're actually 7 minutes from the end of the show. We should probably play a game. We spent so
What the
much time.
heck have you been doing this whole time?
Oh, we've been talking about Waterworld and
Mm-hmm.
you know, fun
How much
stuff.
I love bad movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not at all related to the
The
sandbox.
concept.
There's
No,
been no
no, I'm
sandbox related discussion.
Mm-hmm. It's been wonderful. And
Literally
terrible.
stopped
I'm not sure what
freezing
I'm
as
supposed to say
Joseph
here.
called me. I don't know. I didn't change anything
There
when
it
Joe
is.
called in.
There it is.
I
See,
had
just
already
I broke it in a good way, chat.
the change that I had made already happened, and then Joe called in. So I don't know.
Mm.
I don't. Lucas, strike a pose.
Yes.
All right. Good. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna find.
What just happened?
We're gonna find a GMAE jam game here, and let's see what we can play in. I'll give 15 minutes because I've got to get to my birthday party, but we're having a party
Yeah,
over
what the
here.
heck, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go celebrate your life, friend.
Julia's gonna have my head if I'm late.
She
Let's
will.
see.
She collects those things. It's
She does.
kind of
but she
terrifying.
shrinks them, puts them on a necklace. You know, it's kind of weird, kind of
See,
gross.
he went from
I don't know if she
terrifying to
sanitizes
adorable.
those things afterwards. So.
She does not.
All right. So, hey guys, Vsauce here. Yes. Or Dwayne the Rock Johnson, sure.
Hmm?
If Dwayne the Rock Johnson and I forgot the name of the guy from Vsauce again. I feel bad because I do really like that channel, but I'm terrible at names.
One thing, I'll look it up.
They corrected me last time we brought up Vsauce. It's a
Joe
huge
says,
compliment.
Now that he's broken on purpose, all is right with the world.
Yeah, actually, the Maddox of Furia, we need to fix Lucas's emote. He should look like this. Michael from Vsauce. I should be able to remember that. That's my father-in-law's name. I think because I always want to
why are we
see
talking about
Adam, which is
Vsauce?
actually Adam from Mythbusters, who does stuff with Michael from Vsauce. So I'm like, when form, actually, we should do the form right now. I'm gonna unfreeze Lucas so he can
I'm still
do the.
frozen?
Oh yeah, no, I left you like that the whole time. I've let Lucas out of his cage so he can put the form in the chat, and we're gonna play a game here real quick. What's a good short one? Some people who have played the GMAE show games, jam games. I need a suggestion here real quick. I'm looking at all of them on here. I saw a question about the Playboy VoxEdit contest for a game that's marketed towards kids. Yeah, well, it's marketed towards everybody. You know, it's an all ages space, and we are working on ways to have kind of like maybe some age gated stuff, because you know you might want to make like a Doom style game that has, you know, blood exploding everywhere and, you know,
Everywhere.
yeah,
all over
demons
the walls
erupting
and your
and things.
shoes.
Form closed. You gotta open that form up.
I do.
It's all right. So yeah, it's actually for a while there, Playboy had kind of changed its branding a while back to be more like fashion oriented.
Really?
Yeah. I think they kind of have kind of gone back and forth on that, but you know, they did a lot of fashion stuff. So, and then if you look at the Playboy NFTs, they're all, you know, bunnies, like actual cartoon bunnies, like rabbits, with you know, fuzzy features. So they're totally innocent. So, you know, maybe theme something around that, but I'm not I'm not in charge of that contest. So I think probably like tune into PandaPops and see what she has to say about it.
She's got all the other beans.
All right. Did anybody have a suggestion regarding a game to play? Steam Cultivator says, or Duke Nukem. That's right. If you wanted to do something like Duke Nukem, you know, not really kid friendly there. So
yeah, but I seem to remember an Easter egg in a Duke Nukem game where you could push a button and somebody would rise out of the floor and they were kind of dancing around what looked to be a stationary pole of some kind. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. It was a very confusing world.
It was a firefighter, but it was they ascended vertically instead of dropping down.
Talent.
Yeah,
that's talent.
It does take a lot of muscle control to do that. So
I can't do it.
I definitely cannot. I could fall down the hole. That's, you know. Okay, somebody said El Bombero, page 31.
Okay. The firefighter game, GMAE GJ game equals El Bombero, page 31.
And this is by Sandbricks GJ. Right,
I'm excited.
Let's check this out. Half Dork made that suggestion. Half Dork, are you affiliated?
Person, by the way.
Congratulations to Half Dork on winning the Box Days Game Jam.
Yes.
You can check out our stream from Saturday to see us play that game, as well as another one.
If you rewatch the stream, I did not know about... Alex asked me if I wanted to know about the submissions or the winners ahead of time. And I said I wanted to be surprised with everybody else. And you can see the legitimate joy and excitement on my face when it took a second to sink in. Like, Alex was going through the names, and I thought they were in randomized order, but he was doing like the third, second, and first. And when I finally realized that Half Dork was the one that won first place, I was just genuinely excited. It was really cool hearing that come out. Experiencing that live was a lot of fun for me.
Now, I didn't freeze Lucas on purpose this time, and his window was still up. So normally if I minimize Discord, it will freeze Lucas. But I didn't minimize him. He was still up there. So I don't know why Lucas froze this time. I think Discord is having some issues today. So Half Dork said that this is by... Oh, chat keeps scrolling on me. It's by Dancoy and Friends. All right, so we're going to play this by Team Sandbricks here. We are a firefighter, and I can't hear the game at all. Is there...
Neither can I, but I never can.
Now I can hear it.
Wonderful.
All right, that's blocked. Obviously, we can't go in there. Everything's on fire. Is that
you're a
Seb?
Firefighter.
Is that supposed to be Seb? Is Seb... It's Sebastian. He appears to be at the top of this building that is just on fire, just chilling out behind the desk here. Good day, firemen. This time, Sandbox is literally on fire. You've got 2 objectives. Rescue the Sandbox's community staff members before the timer runs out, or rescue the employees, collecting as many as you can. Oh, 2 objectives, not 2 options. So you have to do both of these. Rescue the staff members before the timer runs out, and collect as many of the employees as you can. Sure, we're on our way. Attack the fire to put it out. Don't touch the fire, it will kill you. Collect as many employees as you can for extra points. The scoreboard at the end will show your score. Roger that. Choose the difficulty.
Right in the face.
We've even got options here. Normal has game over. Cool. Explorer is without game over. We'll do it. We'll do it normal.
Wait, it explains it there. That's a wonderful feature, because oftentimes when I'm getting into these games for the first time, I have no idea what the differences are. I like that touch.
PG Live PT asks, everything that we are going to see in Alpha Season 3, we can use in our projects, for example, the leaderboard for time purposes. So the leaderboard is part of the dashboard. It's not, the leaderboard isn't built into the game, it's part of your dashboard, and you'll get to see this as part of the alpha. It's just an automatic thing that happens. So I believe the ethos point values are set by staff. So the staff has evaluated the difficulty of the quests and has applied point values to them, whether it's 1 point, 2 point, 3 ethos points. I think 3 ethos points is the most I've seen for a quest. But I'm not sure that that's like, definitive. Definitive?
You got it right.
Definite. Yeah, there could be different values of ethos points, but those are set by the Sandbox staff for the experiences in this season. So how that's going to play out for other seasons, or a season that's set up not by the Sandbox, because we do plan on having it so that way, I believe, my understanding of this is, and I could be wrong, somebody could correct me on this on the staff, but I think the idea is in the future, other groups will be able to set up their own seasons. Just like we plan on having the Snoop Dogg season. Now, granted, the Snoop Dogg season is made by the Sandbox, but the indication that I get from that is that, say, Vogu Collective could make their own season, or Bored Apes could make their own season totally independently, and they could set the ethos points for the quests in their season. I'm not sure exactly how that's all going to work, but that could be cool. So the leaderboard is something that happens automatically from you beating the quests and those ethos points being given, and then the time it takes you to complete the quests. And all the quests are named on the leaderboard too. So when you look at the details of your activity in the season, it will show you the name of each quest in an experience, as well as it shows you the experience name, your overall time, and then each quest in that experience, and if you completed them and how long it took you. So it gives a very thorough breakdown for you to see everything. All right. Normal time. We got a time limit. I got to focus. Got to put out the fires.
Julia will murder you.
That's a checkpoint there. Punch the fire. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, so we don't even have to get close to them. We can... Can I hit 2 at once? I guess not. We're just blast that guy.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
We're Hadoukening the fire here.
I was just thinking the same thing.
All the computers have a 404 error. Everything's on fire, not just the office, but the website too.
The internet's
we
on
rescued
fire too.
V-Pyre. How much time we got? Oh no, I hit the fire.
You mean?
Ah, put me way back here. I didn't get the checkpoint. I meant to get the checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Where's the checkpoint?
It's the dark floor tiles at the beginning of the section.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it has a little indicator that says, "Oh, we got somebody laying down behind this chalkboard here." Ah, people are on the floor. Do we have to put out all the fires? Can we run around the fires? I feel like we should put out the fires. Like, what good is saving everybody if we don't do all the fires? Yeah, am I the only fireman?
I mean,
somebody. I feel like I'm pulling more than my fair weight here. I've already rescued 8 people plus V-Pyre.
So XX
And Julia.
Assassin XX over on Twitch is asking if they will be able to take advantage of equipment having speed attributes in Season 3. We answered this towards the beginning of the stream, but the answer to that is no. But power gems and defense gems will work. Speed, luck, and magic will not.
Yeah, they do add bonuses to your stats, but those stats don't have a function right now in gameplay
right now.
So, I expect to see things like Is there anybody else in these toilet stalls? You can't open them.
I mean, probably shouldn't. That's just rude.
I mean, if I was in a toilet stall and the building was on fire, I would want the firemen to open the stall. I'm generally a very private person when it comes to bathroom activities, but I would appreciate somebody coming to rescue me from a burning toilet stall. That would be a rare exception to my personal preferences. Did we
Fair enough.
we run out of
I have
time?
a couple questions for.
Oh no, the timer started for the new level.
A couple questions I want to run by you real quick.
Sure.
One of them's from our homie Game Dizzy over on Twitch. He says, "Will equipment have an impact on leaderboards in the alpha season? I assume power and defense are the assets we would need to own to have an advantage."
Yeah.
So let's say somebody does a quest with, no special assets attached. They don't have anything that they went into it with. They're brand new player, brand new wallet. Will that show up differently on the leaderboards than somebody who has power gems and defense gems attached?
I don't believe so, but there are
Okay.
a few mitigating factors. Typically, so because speed gems don't affect your movement speed, the majority of speed, is going to be your ability to navigate a level quickly. Now, you do have things like, combat and boss fights that you may need to interact with, where having the power and defense will help. But I think that's going to be a smaller factor, and the process of equipping items, going through your inventory and finding the right items to grab, are that actually adds to your time. So I know that it takes me a little bit, probably because I have too many items. It takes me a little bit to scroll through my inventory to find the highest defense and the highest power items to try to.
Alex?
What?
So that's what you get
for
having all that stuff.
I thought you asked, "Did you get Alex?" And I'm like, I haven't found myself in the burning building yet.
You can see how that would be confusing.
So yeah, I gotta go check that bathroom stall again, make sure I'm not in there.
Or not.
So what was I?
You were talking about the power and defense and the gems and how they affect things.
Yes.
And
so,
the question
I didn't
I
get
had
the
asked
checkpoint.
was.
So yeah, it will. They do give you an advantage in combat. Sometimes a significant advantage, but I don't think it's gonna be impossible for somebody to overcome that advantage. I think the leaderboards are gonna be nuts. And these are good questions that I've asked some of them myself before, but I will probably be asking more people. And also, there's a lot of pretty affordable equipments. I don't know if Blaze Games still has any available, but theirs were selling for really super low and had
21.
some really nice stats.
Yeah, that giant Slayer blade that I got from that.
That's my most powerful weapon.
Yeah, same. And it's such a cool asset too. Like I just everything about it is fun.
Oop. So this needs some music. That's my. Oh no! I touched the fire. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. I swear. I think the biggest thing that I feel is missing is some really intense
Just
music.
Sound.
The game is on fire. Woo! It's what Joe said. Scoreboard. Oh, cool. Nice. There's a scoreboard and everything here. So I got the numbers are a little I'm not sure the numbers are... I'm confused on what the numbers mean here. I feel like their positions got scrambled?
Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Lost in time. But I do have a good question from the chat. Ice Pilot asks, where'd it go? I lost it. It was here, and now it's gone.
Oh no! We left.
There we go. Found
we
it
left
again.
some people behind. Come back. We left V and Lozen behind.
Oh, did you find me?
Oh no! And now I'm behind. Wait, what happens if I die? Can I jump off? I jumped out of the plane. So okay, I still got a victory. Okay, I still got a victory. It came back for me.
So the question from Ice Pilot is there a possibility that speed gems will start working before the end of the season and we would have to go back for a rerun?
I don't think so.
No chance of speed gems working in season 3.
I don't believe so. What I've been, my conversations with the lead game designer, Bush, is that we don't plan on having the speed gems directly affect movement speed anytime soon. It may in the future at some point, but for right now, all the level design is based on people's ability to platform and jump at the normal avatar motion speeds. So if we suddenly put things on characters that make them move faster, they're going to be overshooting the jumps that have been planned, which adversely affects parkour. Then you all of a sudden, like the jumps that you could make, you have to start slowing yourself down for those, and then also can make areas that aren't supposed to be accessible in a certain order. It changes the level design because now you can jump across a canyon, which you could not before. So how this impacts level design is something that has to be carefully considered before making this an option. Yes, Not Jackie Chan says maybe speed could affect attack speed, and you will actually see in the Game Maker that it does. It does not currently impact attack speed, and I don't think we plan on making a major update to the game client during the alpha. Even for a balancing
just seems like
thing.
asking for trouble.
That's asking for trouble. So there's a certain amount of time that we want to elapse between the last stable build of the alpha and then the start of the season, and we don't want to interrupt the season to make that happen, because there's a whole bunch of testing that goes in to make sure that things are running stable, because we don't want to launch an alpha event and then nobody can play because something broke. So if you look at the settings for the global parameters, hey, Holly Voxels is here.
Hey, Holly.
If we look at the global parameters, and you see select your avatar is on player's avatar, you go to controller, you'll see there's padlocks on these, which means that you can't adjust these values. And you'll see that run speed is impacted by speed gems. Sprint speed is impacted by speed gems. Jump force is impacted by power. Climb speed, speed gems. We've got attack damage, all these damages and stuff. So attack speed is not on this list here. And actually, if we go to avatar and we select, I'm going to select a legendary character. I'll do Sea Dog Alex. And we go back to controller. You'll see that now I have sliders and I can actually adjust what these are. So I can make it, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure when Cody and Lozen made, was the game called Rain? Or it was something, it was something like, I think it was some pun on the word rain. Not Lucid, Joseph. It was the game where it was like a top-down view, and you'd adventure, and you were the chef or the cook, and the king dies, and you I'm not going to spoil the plot, but you have to find out who
Please don't.
killed. Yeah, you have to find out who killed the king. But you couldn't jump in that game, and I'm pretty sure they took Jump Force and moved it all the way down to 0. I'm not 100% sure that's how they did it. If we do that, and I hit play, it's gonna freeze up on me, and then, yeah, you see, I'm trying to jump here, but I'm not going anywhere. Platform max speed is affected by gems. So Ratatouille, that was not the that is a movie about a cook, but it is not the game we're talking about.
Glad we cleared that up.
There are some funny parallels between Ratatouille and that story, though. So if we go to our assets here, and we'll just put down, where's something that has speed gems? Well, it doesn't matter if they have speed gems or not, but we'll just put down a character here.
Okay.
And you select, so attack speed is a value that we can change here based on the speed gem for this predator behavior. So in theory, you could have an avatar's attack speed or movement speed affected by speed gems. And actually, if I set, let's see, player's avatar by default has a sprint speed of 14. And if I do a custom avatar with speed gems, let's do something with a lot of speed. Let's go where the legendary. I don't know if I have anything that's all speed gems. This French Bulldog has a lot of speed gems. I don't think I have any that's all speed, though. All right, we're going to go with the French Bulldog here. And I go to the controller. We can see that our sprint speed is 13.58. So that means that by default, the avatar sprint speed is higher than an asset with 3 speed gems on it. Let's see here. What is the actual with 80 speed? So I would imagine that 100 speed gems would just make your avatar normal speed if used as a custom avatar. I thought you were going to say
blow through the water.
No, because our max speed, our max sprint is 14 for a default avatar, and we're at 13.58 with 80 speed, which is actually, this must have 4 speed gems, so that for whatever reason the 4th speed gem did not render in here. So it's actually got 4 speed gems, not 3. It's a legendary and has all speed stats. So anyway, that's the goal here with equipment is that they do provide a boost to you. Like, we do want that to be a thing. You know, it's no fun having equipment if it doesn't. You know, you do want equipment for cosmetic reasons, and that's why I have like these crowns. These crowns by Aura don't actually provide any boosts, but they look cool. So that's why I got them. They just look neat. I think they're neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you do want to have equipment with some sort of boost to your stats, because that's what makes it fun to have that equipment as far as gameplay goes. But right now that only impacts damage and health, and exactly how it impacts speed, what magic is going to be used for, because right now magic's only use is for healing, NPCs being able to heal characters, and luck, which only affects the perception of NPCs right now, and a couple other things. Luck is kind of sneaks into different behaviors and components. So those attributes haven't entered what we would call the meta yet, which is not meta as in metaverse, but meta as in metagaming, which is the strategy of the game, which becomes kind of a game in and of itself. How can you game the game? That's why it's called metagaming. So those will be things. And what we're going to see as the Sandbox Marketplace opens up for UGC and people start getting their own gems and catalysts, the neither of us are frozen right now.
Hmm?
I think that's just Ice Pilot. I'm like looking at our display and both of us are moving.
I mean, I could have been very still for a while. I was reading things, so
Oh,
sometimes
maybe.
I kind of
Yeah.
like shut down a little bit when I'm doing that. I do not multitask in any way.
But as the UGC market opens up for everybody being able to mint and more people get gems and catalysts through staking or whatever other mechanics they might get them through, we're going to see a lot more equipment on the marketplace that people can get and use. And I think personally, I think equipment is going to be one of the biggest things that people are going to be making, because people will want to make equipment for themselves. They'll want to make equipment that they can sell or trade or gift to people, use it as rewards for people playing your game, things like that. So because we've got different demographics for the sandbox, and so we've got artists, we've got game creators, we've got players, and players don't as much need the other sorts of assets on the marketplace. Like some people, like me personally, I like collecting them. I like collecting the artwork, but I'm also a landowner. I'm also a game builder. So I have incentive to buy assets on the marketplace that I want to put on my land. Other people might want to collect them just like you might collect plushies from Pokemon, or there's going to be other utility that people figure out for their assets. Different, just like if you buy a Flicky and or a VoxEdit and they let you unlock things in the sandbox, people will be able to buy things in the sandbox that unlock on other platforms. So people are going to have all sorts of different kinds of utility that they bring to the table with what they create. Familiars. I know that we want to do pets of some sort, so there's gonna be assets that you want to collect, even if you're not building a game, even if you're not a landowner. There are going to be things that you want to get that are not necessarily equipment, but I think equipment is going to be one of the most liquid markets where people are gonna be like, oh yeah, gotta get this other item. Oh, this one has better stats, or this one looks cooler with my character, or it's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. It's a shame that assets can't have their gems removed and used for other assets. I don't know. I don't buy
in your response. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm thinking about what that means. I don't usually look at the gem stats on assets when I buy them. Like, I mean, if I'm buying equipment, I like to know what it is, but a lot of times I'm collecting for reasons besides the stats. And that's like, people have different objectives with their collecting. Like, some people, when they go to buy, say, a Bored Ape or Bored Ape is its own league, but when they go to buy, say, like a Vogu or a VoxEdit or a Bored Mummy or something, they will sometimes they'll be looking at was it Rarity Sniper, I think is what it's called. They'll be checking out all the stats, and they want to know like how many rarity points it has over other things, and they're very carefully looking at these specific stats. And some people will be focused on, say, the not necessarily the scarcity of an item, but the power of the item. In the case of the sandbox, they may be looking for that. Me, I like getting things that I think look cool, and if they have a lot of power, that's great too. But
double bonus.
Yeah, I there's certain artists that I like supporting. So like when they release something, I'm like, well, yeah, I gotta get some of this person's stuff. Sandboy is the like, if Sandboy releases something, it's like, I gotta have whatever Sandboy makes.
Oh,
and then there's collections that I like trying to get as much of it as possible. That was the Temple Tuttle shoes, which I finally got all of the things. I had to trade something very valuable to get the one last thing that I wasn't able to get. But I have complete shoe collection, which is very large.
Well done. Well done, Alex. Now give them to me.
Yeah, all of these.
Please.
All of these shoes here. It's more than a page. So many shoes. And yeah, these have different.
Oh my god. It's a lot of shoes.
I've never spent this much money on shoes in real life before.
Yeah.
And not all of them have stupendous stats. Like there's a whole bunch of rares in here that I have lots of other shoes that are more powerful. But that's not why I got these. I got these because I wanted to have the complete collection. I wanted to make a wall that is all of the shoes. That's why I got them.
I mean,
so
a
people have
sneakerhead
different
wall,
reasons
I think
for
that's
it.
a
But
really good idea.
I've never bought an asset thinking I want to extract the gems from it, which would totally break the ecosystem too, because I don't know if you realize this, Clankers. I mean, you've minted stuff before. The gems, you only burn up to 4 gems when you mint an asset. If you have a legendary, you use 4 gems. If you have a epic, you use 3. If you have a rare, you use 2. If you have a common, you use 1. And you mint however many assets. So you can mint 10 legendary, but you only use 4 gems. You don't use 40 gems. So if you were able to extract the gems from it, the gem market would grow exponentially.
Yeah.
And would totally devalue the staking of gems.
Just gems in general.
There would be no reason to stake gems. You would just buy all the cheapest assets you could, burn them to extract the gems, and then the artist who minted that, all of their thing got burned. It would totally mess up the ecosystem, the economy for that. Anyway, you
need to get going.
Said I was going to end 28 minutes ago. That was a great game by Sandbricks. Was that the team? Sandbricks GJ, I believe, is what it was. That was on page 30 something.
Remember 31.
It's on page 31.
Remember the page number.
That was a very nicely set up game. It was a little bit easy for me, but that's okay, because then you can speed run it and try to. I don't think I needed to put out all the fires. I think I just needed to grab everybody. So I probably spent a ton of time putting out fires that I didn't need to. You really only need to put out the fires that are blocking your path or blocking your ability to save the characters. So you can definitely get a better score than I did. Oh yeah, who won? I won because I beat the game.
Oh, yes.
Where can you
Alex
learn
is
or
the
read
winner.
up on gems? I would check out our Git book. You ask around on our Discord. I'm sure somebody has a link to it there. I don't have the link handy right off the top of my head. Who won the hat? Who won the hat? That's what they're asking for.
There we go. Congratulations.
Ice Pilot
goes
in
out
there
to
with a
Iritos.
meaningful comment that actually made sense. Ice Pilot's
can't troll
usually
all the time.
you can't troll all the time.
So, do you want me to say it now?
Congratulations to Iritos. Congratulations on getting
Congrats,
Wizzy
friend.
the Purple's hat, which we should be revealing on Saturday's stream, and all the previous winners of it will be getting distributed on Sunday. I don't know if I will be done with Wizzy the Purple's mechanical hat on
Take your
Saturday
time.
or not.
It's a work of art.
It's got some animation going on. It's going to take a little bit for me to finish that. So I think it's going to be the first animated Wizzy hat. So
don't rush it. Don't rush it.
It's going to take a little bit of time to get that all together. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lucas.
Absolutely.
I've got a party to go to. We'll see you on
Go get
Saturday.
that party. Julie's like 2 seconds from murdering you, so.
Oh no, here she is. No!